One of the magical things about Mexico is the sheer variety on offer, at times solely within one state. This is no more true than in San Luis Potosí. I first visited this central Mexican state in 2019, looking for a path away from the more commonly visited locations. In addition to filming a number of videos in the city itself, I've also travelled further afield, all the way to Ciudad Valles, where I checked out Xilitla and the bonkers Edward James Garden, the distant and ghostly Cerro de San Pedro, and one of my top 5 Mexico destinations of all time, from Cedral to the distinct and magnificent Real de 14. This city is the ultimate legacy character. It's time for my 4th and final visit to the place which changed the course of my Mexico journey. San Luis Potosí is iconic.
So hi everyone, and welcome back to the iconic San Luis Potosí. Now, if you are an old-time viewer, and also as you've just seen and heard in the intro, this is my 4th visit to not only San Luis, the city itself, but also the state. You've just seen some of the places I've been to in the past. There's also actually a playlist, a full playlist of all my San Luis videos. You can check that out down below. Now, as per my theme of my final season of Mexico videos, we've already visited some fantastic new locations, but I also want to include this year some ultimate legacy characters, a bit like Gale Weathers in the Scream movies or Ellie Sattler from Jurassic Park. Yes, San Luis is iconic and it has had a profound impact on me over the years in Mexico. So today we're exploring for the final time and saying goodbye to San Luis. Look, as per my previous SLP videos, we've got the bubbles blowing from the Abuelita, we've got the gongs of the church, the Metropolitan Cathedral, and as always, we have a splendid, marvellous wedding going on outside. There's always these gorgeous cars outside and, people dressed up to the nines. Amazing. Classic SLP. Wedding photography session taking place. Look at that. Gorgeous. So I'm only actually back in SLP for one day. I came here specifically to meet a friend of mine, and as a result there isn't really any kind of major travel plan with this video because I've kind of done everything already. But what I'm going to do is kind of walk around and kind of take a walk down memory lane, if you know what I mean, and visit some old classics, see what I can remember, and talk about that profound impact as I mentioned. Hola amigo, quiero pitaya por favor.
Pitaya, sí.
Sí, sí. Fruta de dragón, ¿sí? Pitaya. Okay, gracias amigo. Okay, hasta luego. Yes, Queen. Remember in Hermosillo, was it Hermosillo, Guaymas? I was walking around trying to find pitaya, dragon fruit, Nieves, and here we are. Is it Nieves or is it more raspados? I don't know, let's find out. Of course it's bloody Nieves. I'm such a dick sometimes. Raspados is completely different. Ooh. Oh, Jesus, that is good stuff. You know what I've said before about Nieves, in that it has like a developing flavour? It's very quick developing flavour, but it isn't just like this one flavour and that's it. The dragon fruit is top tier. I think I said before, I've had like dragon fruit in countries like Indonesia. Very common there to have in like, something like this, or even like a drink. And this weather, it's not that hot, but it's something so refreshing. As you can see, I've made a total mess. Brilliant. But look at all the seeds, look at the colour. It's just legendary. Now, of course, I'm not intending this to be a shot-by-shot remake of one of my old SLP videos. I know it might feel like that in a minute because, of course, we're starting off at this magnificent Kiosko. It's one of my favourites in Mexico. It's just absolutely stunning, it's huge, it's grand, and as you come up onto the Kiosko, you can turn around and you can see this stunning metropolitan cathedral, which, you know, if you think of someone like San Miguel de Allende, very popular location in Mexico, that has an extravagant and intricately designed cathedral, probably one of the most iconic and noticeable, recognisable in Mexico. This one is competition for that. In fact, I prefer this. This Nieves is bloody brilliant. I've got seeds stuck in my teeth. Lovely. I was going to say, I was here in 2020 as well, during like the height of the pandemic. It was kind of a last minute disaster location because at the time I kind of had many difficulties choosing places to go in Mexico, obviously because of the pandemic. And San Luis was one of them because I knew it here very well. I remember back there was like Dia de Muertos preparations there, like putting up the flags and everything. So I've got a lot of memories here. I've got to think of other words other than iconic. I should have looked up some synonyms. But it's the best way to describe SLP. Walking down here now, there's a big square up here, if I remember rightly. I did a whole video there once on Sunday morning and it was like a car show. Ah yes, Plaza de los Fundadores. I remember this sign. The funny thing I said to my friend Jessica yesterday, when I was first here, I used to pronounce it San Luis Potosí, like San Luis Potosí. The thing on the I is the accent. So I've come down this way, sombría. Yes, not parasol, as per one of my previous videos. Now, those of you that know my videos know that I spend a lot of time in the north of Mexico. This sort of yellow, orange, colonial colours of buildings, I've almost grown to not like it over the years, which might sound bizarre for those of you who are familiar with the south and the centre of Mexico. You know, that's the reality. Graffiti, which I love. I think I ate at this place once. Apps snack. I think I might have had enchiladas Potosinas there, possibly. I don't know. I have to check my old videos. On the subject of food, yeah, we've had Potosinas, we've had Huastecas, Cecina. Oh God, what else? There's loads of food we've had in SLP. What I was referring to is what I touched on in Guaymas, around glamorizing locations, because absolutely I was guilty of that when I first came to SLP. I hadn't been here before. It was brand new, so I did only see, wow, it's amazing, everything's great, but because I have been here 4 times, I see more than that now, and that's one of the things about travel, and the more familiar you become with the place, it gets to a point where you don't think it's amazing because you do see some of the bad sides, you know. And there's another church up here. There are so many churches here, it's unbelievable, or cathedrals. Do you ever look inside? I'm pretty sure I haven't been in here before. That's the wondrous thing about cities like SLP. There's always something new to discover. Wow. Right, I'm the only one in here so I can speak. As much as I love the modern aspect and Americanized aspect of northern Mexico, there is nothing that beats a central Mexican church or cathedral. Like, the design of them is just unbelievable, to the point where you think, how did they do this? It's like a marvel of creativity, artwork, and engineering. These vast ceilings up here with this design and paintwork that is just on another level. And every time you walk into one, it's like, where am I? Where is this magical, divine place? Divine is the word, divinity. This organ up there, of course, as well, as you get. It's just gorgeous. I think there's an abuelita walking in, so I better shut up. Thanks, Jesus. Oh look, it's the Turistica Tranvía. I did a whole video also with that in, well, it was at the end of the video. I think I had a sombrero on. It was classic. I know I'm someone that doesn't necessarily always love touristy things, but those buses, I must admit, are a bit of a guilty pleasure, because they do give you a really good overview, oh shit, of a city. Oh look, someone's come from Mexico City again. That was a long trip. Oh shit. If I fall over one more time doing this, I'm gonna scream. This is one of my favourite areas of SLP. Once again, it is iconic. It's stunning, isn't it? Look at that European style monumental architecture with those ginormous columns. We've got Costanzo Chocolates over there. We'll go out there in a second. By the way, I did mention CDMX, so if you are going to Mexico City on like a vacation and you're thinking about alternative destinations, not Guanajuato, Puebla, San Luis, you can get to on the bus from Autobuses del Norte in the north of Mexico City near La Raza on the metro. It takes about 5 hours, I think. Sometimes it can take longer. Sometimes I've been here, obviously traffic has been horrendous. It can take like 6 hours, but look, brilliant. Costanzo Chocolates. We've been to this exact place in a past video, but I'm sorry, but no SLP video. Hola, buenos dias, tardes. Would be complete without Costanzos. If I remember correctly, they actually originated in Italy. I think the original owner was Italian. But as you can see, they do these amazing like gift sets, so they're great for like if you are coming here for a vacation, something you want to take some chocolate home, then do so. And it is the best chocolate, not only in Mexico but in the world. I'm sorry, but it is. Like, where are my favourites? Princesas. Oh, here we go, the legendary buckets of Princesas. I have noticed actually that inflation, they've gone up in price. They used to be 6, not 8. But that's life. They do them in 3 flavours: fresa, naranja and limon. These are the other ones that everyone always recommended to me. I did have one once. Honestly, it wasn't my favourite. I do prefer Princesa. I can't remember, is it some sort of wafer thing? No, it's like a little sandwich biscuit. Yeah, I remember now. You also have this counter here with all these single chocolates. There's ones with nuez, walnuts, so you can ask for your own little selection. And there are lots of Costanzo stores in San Luis. They're also in Zacatecas. There is one in Mexico City as well. I think it's in Roma, but you will notice the prices, being Roma CDMX, are about 2 to 3 times more expensive than here. So I found shade. You know what that is like in Mexico? It's like looking for a nun in a whorehouse. You're very unlikely to find it. We have Costanzos. Be careful with these, because when you bite into them, they are filled with a beautiful jelly-like substance. Creamy, I mean. Every time this fills me with amazement. The chocolate is thick. It's just delicious. It's got this unique flavour which you just don't get anywhere else. Look, it's like this jelly cream sort of stuff. Top notch. This orange one seems a bit more likely to go all over my fingers. Hang on. I feel as though if I compare San Luis now with when I was first here 3 years ago, very different. Like back then you wouldn't see a single foreigner in San Luis. A bit like Zacatecas. Obviously I'm not saying that's down to me, that's a bit egotistical. There are some YouTubers out there, aren't there, that think they have fans. A bit deluded, you're not Harry Styles. But now I do feel it is much more popular. You do see more people here. There are more immigrants here as well from the US. It's just one of those things, isn't it? We say that, oh, I hope that place doesn't get discovered, but ultimately places do. So yeah, it is becoming more popular. It's becoming far more acceptable to come to San Luis Potosí. It's a valid choice. It's a valid state to come to. There is no invalid state in Mexico, except maybe Guanajuato. I hated it there. So why do I love SLP so much? It very much goes back to kind of the inception, or is it conception, or start of something on this channel around going to lesser known destinations, which is something that has kind of continued, as you've seen recently. I think it's very common for YouTubers that come to Mexico to go to places like Puebla, Guadalajara in the beginning, as I did. Since then, I've gone to so many different places that are lesser known. It's very much become part of this channel. San Luis as a state itself will always be one of my favourites, as with Durango in a similar way. It's got so much variety. If you look at it on the map, it kind of looks like a dog, like a Yorkshire Terrier or something. It's kind of very much spread out. You've got so many different landscapes. You've got Rio de Catorce, that desert kind of abandoned area. You've got Ciudad Valles, which is incredibly hot. You've got Gilitla, you've got Huasteca Potosina with waterfalls and the Golondrinas place, the cave thing with the birds flying out of. If you're coming to Mexico and you're looking at YouTube and you're seeing people go to Guadalajara, Puebla, San Miguel, and thinking that for some reason you have this obligation to only go to those places, ignore that. If you research San Luis and you see that it's something that you're interested in, again, there's no obligation to go to Guadalajara. You can come here. It's okay. Mexi buses heading towards Alameda Park, I think it's called. This is where you kind of get buses like around SLP. You can go to like either one of the Tangamanga parks. There are two of them. I think one of them used to be an airport. Also places like Cerro de San Pedro, etc. It is a bit confusing because, like, depending on which side of the park you're on, the buses go to different places, so you might have to ask someone. These tranvia things are all different colours. Exciting. Oh, I remember that. It's the Museo del Ferrocarril. Shall I be a Mexico YouTube channel? My shocking travel day to Oxo. Not an expat, not a gringo. Not really surprised in Oxo. I've got electrolyte. Parque Alameda kind of reminds me of Querido for some reason. I'm sure there's a similar park there. I was only there very briefly a couple of years ago. 1810, classic date in Mexican history. I know this video is a bit like walking around and going, oh my god, I remember that. But I'm hoping that simultaneously it's giving you a bit of an insight into what the downtown area of San Luis looks like. And this building is legendary. Cineteca Alameda, Teatro Alameda. And you'll notice that a lot of architecture here kind of has a bit of an Art Deco feel, but also it's kind of mixed with this, shut up, different feel. Wish this bus would get out of the way. Thanks, hun. Look at it. Back at that church, there's another wedding. Obviously I don't want to intrude. Oh, let's walk anyway up this way. Let's go through the car park and pretend I'm filming the car park. Look at the lady in her dress there. Stunning. Something you notice about Mexico in terms of weddings and quinceañeras, the party that 15-year-old girls have, they really go all out with, you know, the outfits and everything. It's extravagant, grand, just like a lot of the churches in Mexico. Is this Mercado Tangamanga? Oh shit, there's a car. Brilliant. It is Mercado Tangamanga, but the Tangamanga has disappeared. I once bought enchiladas potosinas here for 2 pesos. 2 pesos for an enchilada potosina. They're only tiny, but such good value. Let's see if we can find those beautiful angels. Now these are the packet of them, so you can get them singles as well. Hola, buenas tardes. Oh, there's the abuelita wondering what I'm doing. Okay, abuelitas, I can't find it. It was summer in here. I mean, it was 3 years ago, so you never know, it might not be here anymore. I am literally exhausted, and also my ass is still hurting from my injury in Guaymas when I fell on my ass and almost broke my pelvis. But I'm continuing anyway, innit? Like, we're going down this big long bit down here in the middle of the road. The Leonora Carrington Museum is up here. Again, I did a whole video there. She's an artist, I think she's like a sculptor as well, that is from the UK, if I remember correctly, originally, and some of her stuff is bonkers. Again, I'll link that video up above. I think I wasn't allowed to film in there, but I did anyway. Badass. Oh my god, what is going on here? There is this massive line. Maybe they're all queuing up for the last Oxo hot dog. Probably not. Or maybe someone's got an extremely rare Mexi dog for sale. Okay, I think the mystery might be solved. I think it's a wine festival. Right, let's end this video at a place I ended one of my old SLP videos, at the Santuario Basilica Nuestra Señora Inmaculada Concepción Sagrado Corazón Guadalupe. Clearly I'm joking. Why can't it just be called a church? This really solidifies San Luis Potosí as one of the elite top tier Mexico destinations. Just look at it, and I love these things here as you walk up this passageway. They look like a sort of marble material, but I guess they're kind of meant to signify maybe candles, like those big white ivory sort of coloured candles you get in churches. My nan used to have them, or the ones you get at like communions, you know. I was almost reduced to tears in there. It was beautiful. And I was writing this overly dramatic Instagram post where I kind of said farewell to SLP. It kind of hit me that this is it for SLP, and it reminded me of a conversation I had with Turismo con Pau a few weeks ago. We kind of said that maybe one day in 10 years people will discover our content on YouTube and realise that these places existed all along. There's the proper name up there, Basilica de Nuestra Senora de Guadalupe. Not all those other words. You might notice in this video that there's a bit of an end of term feel, you know, because I am coming to the end of my time in Mexico. So you will get that sense in upcoming videos, and I feel like with SLP, yes, I love it, yes, it's one of my top Mexico destinations, but at the same time I feel like I don't have any reason to come back here again. That's okay, I'm done with it. Maybe when I'm an 80-year-old expat gringo retiree. By the way, I'm never retiring. Retirement is a social construct. Did dinosaurs retire? No, they didn't. And really, SLP for me, as I said before, it's the start of everything in Mexico for me. It's like the inception, the ignition of so much that has become such an important part of this channel, going to these places that are lesser known or were lesser known. SLP will always have a special place in my heart. Muchas gracias, Potosinos y Potosinas, amigos, amigas, hermanos y hermanas y abuelitas. Stay tuned for the next video because we're going to still be in SLP. I'm trying something extremely different that I haven't done before. It might work. It might be a fucking disaster, but we'll see. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope you enjoyed SLP. And I'll see you next time. Catch you later. Loco, loquito. Hola, buenas tardes.